back, baby. Man, it is great to be back. Let me start off by saying, the police. It is so good to be back. For those of you who didn't know, The Weekly Stupid was actually supposed to premiere in early January, but it didn't because, well, brace yourself, I did this to my hand. Yeah, that hurt like a bitch, too. It turned out, well, actually, this happened while I was playing football, and then my finger, as you can see, folded like it was a quarterback for the New York Jets. The injury caused significant tendon damage because, as you can see from the x-ray, that bone isn't supposed to go there. Now, there was other tendon damage too, which is why I had to have hand surgery, which for a while left me in a cast. And I got that off about 3 weeks ago now, but we're not sure if it completely healed or not, and we won't know until right before summer, so that's why I have to keep my hand taped up like I'm about to go into a boxing match. And when the results do come back, if it's healed, then the show will go on throughout summer, and if it doesn't, then I have to go back into a cast, and I might have to postpone the show even longer. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen because I hate having my hand taped up in plaster because I'm both-handed actually. Like some things I do right-handed, other things I do left-handed. And one of the things that I use my left hand for is typing and masturbating. And I gotta say, it's impossible to wank it with this thing on my hand. I've been dry humping the shit out of my pillows for the past 3 months. It's horrible. When I do get this off, though, there's going to be more dried semen in this room than there has ever been in Kim Kardashian's mouth. One other thing before we get started. If your notifications is blowing up recently, it's probably because the opinion section on DDO got a massive upgrade. And even I'm a huge fan of the upgrade, but there was this one incident where someone pointed out that some of the pictures that they have with the opinion section, they don't actually match up with the opinions they're describing. Like the one that caught everyone's attention was one where a picture of Osama bin Laden was used to describe the legality of Obamacare. And now that was fixed, but we decided at the Weekly Stupid to go poking around to see if we could find any other misses, and we found some great stuff. Let's look at some of them that we found. Most of these have been fixed, but they're still pretty great to look at. Should homework be done away with? And in the background is, yes, a picture of a drone that is used in the Middle East to rain hellfire missiles down on terrorists. Okay, this one sort of makes sense because when I'm doing homework, I'm also praying for Obama to just blow me to hell, along with 30 other innocent people located nearby. Our next one, can science and religion coexist? With a picture of Casey Anthony to describe this. Her face just pisses me off for some reason. To me, she always looks like she's trying to do like a puppy dog face while taking a shit at the same time when she's not drowning her baby. And the final one, should the Weekly Stupid be banned? And it has a picture of terrorism to describe it. Now, I know that people who want to have this show banned are usually idiots, but they're not terrorists. They're completely different. Like, okay, one is a group of irrational hypocrites who want everyone to conform to how they want to live and are willing to sacrifice basic human rights like freedom of speech to enforce their worldview onto others. And then the others are the terrorists. They're completely different. Okay, let's stop f***ing around before we get banned after our first episode and before my voice cracks again. To the top 10.
Coming in at number 10, perhaps the only way to get a true historical perspective is to ask all the aliens watching the Earth and patiently waiting until humans become civilized enough for them to actually make contact. That was said by Simple somewhere in the history forum. I don't know what the hell it was about, but that was a nice little gold nugget we found. Coming in at number 9, the fact the word gay is before the word marriage makes it a separate entity, therefore by separation of church and state it must be referred to differently, and a perversion of it. That was said by Test95 in a massive rant against gay marriage. He would go on to say that gay marriage will lead to World War III and that gays and straight people naturally cannot coexist and a lot of other stupid stuff. We decided to just go with this because this was something that we have never really seen before. That is number 9. Coming in at number 8, kids are almost a dime a dozen, and the great thing about them is that if you lose one, it's free to make another one. That was said by Malcolm XY in one of his arguments against putting armed guards in every school to prevent another Newton shooting. Basically saying, I don't know what he was saying on that one. Moving on. Number 7. The Holocaust was punishment for killing Jesus. It was good. And the Civil War wasn't even that bad. We've had terrorists organized since the internet. This was said by anti-atheists in a debate trying to defend that the Holocaust was not the worst thing to ever happen, and he lost that debate substantially. Coming in at number 6, the very first gun control laws in America were put in place by the KKK. Gun control is racism. Gun freedom is equality. A gun in the hands of a free black man makes him equal to a free white man according to the laws of physics?
Time out. Hold on. I own a physics book, which... Okay. There we go. Now, I have a physics book, and nowhere in here does it say that a black man is not equal to a free black man is not equal to a free white man unless he owns a gun. It's not in here anywhere. It's just pressure, force, area. It's not in here.
Son of a bitch. That hurt so bad. Just hold on.
As I was saying, there is no law of physics that says that a free black man is not equal to a free white man unless he owns a gun. It's just not in there. I've checked. How in the hell is that only number 6 to the top 5?
Number 5. Ghosts have always been in the form of the living being they were in life, and spirits cannot evolve. That was something Goth Debate said in an argument against evolution, where he was basically arguing evolution can't be real because ghosts do not evolve, not involve.
Coming in at number 4.
I believe no one in the world should be allowed to even invent a gun. If no one had it, there would be no criminals. That was said by Hay in a comment on one of my debates, and 2 things. Number 1, you can't invent something after it's already been invented. And number 2, there's been crime long before guns have even been around. Rape wasn't invented when the gun was invented. Rape has been around, along with a lot of other stuff, way before guns came. So that's a pretty stupid claim to make. Number 3, I've always asserted with firm conviction that the moon landing was real. What's fake is the moon itself. The moon is a hollowed-out, artificial planetoid satellite craft. I can't even tell if he's serious or if he's just trolling us at this point. I really can't. Coming in at number 2 is something really weird. The government, royal family, and secret societies are all part of a huge pedophile ring and satanic cult that rapes and sacrifices children. This was said by Warrior for Truth, who... This is the mother of all conspiracy theories that I've seen. I'd expect this from Geo, but not some newbie.
Coming in at number 1.
Science cannot answer the question, why should I care about science? Therefore, it is irrational to care about science. I would rather believe in God. It makes much more rational sense.
If that doesn't make your skin crawl, then I don't know what will. That is your number 1. Let's see who J-Lo will be facing in this week's Best of the Best right now. As you can see from the results on your screen, Scotty Douglas has fallen. His streak as reigning Best of the Best champion is over at 6, with Falcon Dueler's racist comments against the Jews clinching the win for him. This means that this week's Best of the Best matchup will feature J-Lo versus Falcon Dueler, the first Best of the Best matchup to not feature Scotty Douglas ever. These are 2 rather new faces to this show, so let's go ahead and look at their stats right now. Alright, this is J-Lo's first appearance on the show, with his remark about science and God being his top 10 and top 5 finish.
No Best of the Best championships, and again, this is the first episode he's ever appeared in. He will be going up against Falcon Dueler, who has placed in the top 10 and top 5 twice now, has one Best of the Best championship under his belt, the one from the Season 1 finale, and this is only the second time he's appeared on an episode of The Weekly Stupid.
And that will conclude our first episode of Season 2. But before we go, a few things. Number one, there is an actual opinion asking should the Weekly Stupid be banned, and the link is actually posted in the thread. Feel free to click on the link and leave your opinion. I would love to read it. And while you're in the opinion section, go ahead and browse around. There's actually some cool shit in there. Number two, it's been a long time since the last episode aired, and a lot of new people have joined DDO. Now, if you're a first-time watcher, if you have any suggestions for material that you think should be on the next Weekly Stupid, just PM it to me, post it on my wall, etc. If it's stupid enough, it'll make the list. Just include the original conversation where the stupid remark was said so that I can validate it. And lastly, I realize that the content of this show may make some people give up on humanity, either from the stupidity of the material or the half-assed jokes I make about them. So I've decided to give some hope for humanity by creating the Weekly Win, which is, it's a segment that will be attached at the end of every episode where I basically promote a really good debate on DDO that exemplifies the intelligence of DDO and humanity. And so if you want to submit a debate to the Weekly Win, you can also submit that to me as well in PM, as long as you submit some stupid material too, because I don't want people just advertising their debates to me. I get enough of that already. And that's about it. This week's Weekly Win is the purpose of the U.S. Constitution is to legislate morality. It's between Roy Latham and somebody else whose name I cannot pronounce to save my life. That will do it for us. Your weekend starts right now.